So hello friends. So in the previous video we had created a mapping for employee for dumping data from landing employee table to a staging employee table, and also we had received the data into the stage table. So now let me truncate these all the tables, and we will repopulate these all the tables by executing the job. So truncate it. So that is the address table. We don't want to touch this. OPL we will see later. So now we will try to understand PRL table. So that's why I'm truncating it so that we can understand this table. So truncate this also if any data is there, and we check the no data. So see, at a stage process when we do develop mapping for landing to a staging. So there are four other infrastructure tables got created at this stage. That is OPL table, which we will discuss later, and the three important table which is every time asked by the interviewers at the time of interview for Informatica MDM, like what is PRL table, what is raw table, and what is reject table. First question: is any history table available at a stage of at a staging in MDM Hub? No. There are no history table is available, such like a history of base object. But yes, we can maintain the history with the help of raw table. So raw table basically has been given by MDM Hub. That's the concept is same like maintaining the history. But here we need to mind. Yeah, later we will see how to maintain history in raw table. And what is PRL? PRL stands for previous landing. So what the data we had in previous landing tables at the time of executing the previous stage job, that all the data will be copied in the PRL table. So what is the significance of PRL table? So suppose every day we are receiving data like suppose 1 lakh on the daily basis, and we are doing the incremental load. So simple question, how do we implement incremental in MDM Hub? So with the help of see this incremental we can do handle in our ETL also. But see, if you are using a MDM Hub or MDM as a tool, so we will try to adopt all the properties of MDM itself. So in MDM at a stage level we can handle the incremental with the help of PRL. How? So in PRL, what the record we had in the previous stage job, that all the record from that landing table will be copied into the PRL table. And when we run a stage job next time, so it compares data from landing table to the PRL table. Suppose in PRL table we are having 10 records, but in landing tables now we are having 12 records. So it will compare the records from landing table to PRL table. So we can see that two different records we have received apart from the all the records are there in the PRL table. So these two records only be inserted into the staging table. There will be no any action on the 10 record because 10 record was already present in the PRL table. So as we know, that is the concept of the incremental, right? So we only capture the change data, CDC, change data capture, right? So with the help of PRL, we can do the incremental or CDC, and with the help of raw table, we can maintain the history. So let's try to understand how we can achieve this. And the other table is that reject. So here there are many points of rejection. So see, if PKSRC object, which is the primary key of the stage table, so if it will violate the primary key condition. How it can violate? Maybe that in some time PKSRC object we are getting duplicate value. So in that case the record will be rejected because PKSRC object is primary key, so it cannot accept duplicate value, right? So in that case record will be rejected. And also if we are getting null value for PKSRC object, in that case also uh, the reject will be rejected because null value means primary key cannot contain null value, right? Third condition, like last update date. So if we are getting data which is having last update date column in landing table which value is less than 1900, that record will also get rejected into the stage job, that will stored in the here, that will not come into the stage table. And the next condition is like if we are getting future date, like in last update date of the landing table we are getting some future date record, so that record will also be rejected and that will be stored in the EMP reject table. So generally duplicate landing record get rejected, like we get duplicate data for PKSRC object and that get rejected. So let's configure how to achieve a PRL and raw table, and that is called CDC and history in stage level. So let's come to let's go to a schema, go to base object, go to a staging table, come to a stage table. Here you can see what the stage table we had created and what the columns we had created, that is showing. Apart from that, one beautiful thing is here. So settings, in settings we can do achieve both the things. Here we are having two options, so let's try to understand one by one. So preserve an audit trail in the raw table. So raw table, we understood that that is a kind of history table, so we can maintain the history with the help of different options. So for maintaining the history we have to select this on, this should be checked, and once we are checking it is giving us two options. So we can maintain the history on the basis of last like 5 loads, last 10 loads, last 20 loads, like last 2 loads na? On the basis of that we can do the maintain the history on the raw table. And if you want to maintain the history on the basis of time, so like for last 1 week data we want to keep in raw table, then we can keep last 1 quarter or last 1 year. So on the basis of time also we can maintain the history in the raw table. Also on the basis of last loads we can do maintain history in the raw table. Fine. So that is the concept of the raw table. So what the configuration we will do here, the same will be reflected in the raw table. So here we are maintaining suppose only we are maintaining the history of last 2 loads, so only the history of last 2 loads will be maintained in the raw table. Suppose we have run the stage job 3 times, so only second and third time record will be here in the raw table, because first time record will get deleted from the raw table. Only last 2 records, last 2 loads record will be stored in the raw table. Now let's understand delta detection. So delta detection is same like chain data capture in ETL or incremental. So for enabling a delta detection we need to click check it, and here we are having different options to enable the delta detection. So detect delta by comparing all columns in mapping, that is a default one. So it will detect delta. Suppose we are having 20 columns in a landing table, so it will compare all the 20 columns in the landing table, and if it is finding some different column, then it will pass that particular different column to the stage table. Otherwise there will not be any action on the same records. So by this way we can change the delta, we can capture the delta. Second option, detect delta via date column. So suppose we are having last update date, create date, and we are confident that every day we are getting new records. So on the basis of last update date also you can capture the delta. So suppose yesterday we had run the load, so yesterday record was loaded, so today we are running the load, so only today record will be captured with the help of this delta detection on the last update date. All the records which was older than today, that will not be captured here, that will not have any action on that. So that third option, detect delta using a specific column. So here you can see beautiful thing has been given, means all the options has been given to us, like how we want to capture the delta. So here we can like we are confident we need to change the capture the delta on the basis of some particular group of columns, so you can add the particular group of columns and you can click on it, so it will work accordingly. Now allow a staging if prior duplicate was rejected. Okay, so with the help of that, if what the record was rejected in the REJ table, what we had seen here, so that all the table will again be processed into the staging table, and if it will not be kind of duplicated, then it will be processed to a stage table. So that is a different option. So here we can see basically here we are having three options. One is for raw table for maintaining history, one is for delta detection for maintaining chain data, and other one is if we are enabling delta detection, then here we can select allow staging for rejected record. So suppose we are capturing the delta on the basis of comparing all the columns, and we are preserving the raw table history table on the basis of last two loads. So after doing this configuration, save it. So dear friends, that is very important concept in the MDM hub, and many times interviewer ask the question. So try to understand these things very carefully. Okay, and also we will see different scenario how the things is happening. So see now I have data in my staging table. Why this is not reflecting? Because in the previous run we had executed. Let's see data in the landing table. What data we are having? So in the landing table we are having suppose 6 record, right? And okay, so just now we had truncated the record from the staging table, right? So we don't have any record in the stage, PRL, raw or reject. Now let me execute the job and see the result. So we have done the configuration, fine, beautiful. So keep it up. Now come to batch viewer for running the job. Batch viewer, click on mapping. Now execute batch. So it is executing. Now you can refresh to see the status. So it is pointing hand, that means it is running. So once that will be completed, we will get some green signal. Yeah, now that is being completed. So from here we can see total record was 6 and 6 record was inserted. That 6 record was inserted. Let's see in the staging table. Yeah, we got the 6 record, and yeah, we have got 6 record in the PRL table also, because PRL is the previous landing table. So first time we are loading this, so that's why that all the record was copied into the PRL table from the landing table. And in the raw table also we have got 6 record. Why? Because we have we will here last two loads record will be stored, and in reject we don't have any record, right? So let's try to run the same mapping again. So what should happen? We have 6 record in landing, we have 6 record in staging, 6 record in PRL, and 6 record in raw. So if with the help of same data set I am running the stage process, so what should happen? Think like that. So see, so we have enabled the delta detection, so it will compare records from landing table to PRL table. So PRL table is already having 6 record, and all the records are similar to the landing table. So basically after comparing, it will not pass any record to the staging table. So once we will run this stage process, so ideally we should not get any record in the stage job, right? So let's run it again and see the result. Running. Yeah, it's completed. See the statistics. Here you can see total record 0, inserted 0, rejected 0. Magic, right? Yeah, so you understood. So that compared the record from the PRL table, and that identified that all the records was same in the PRL table. So on the basis of that, it did not detected any delta record, did not detected any change record. That's why no record has been loaded into the stage job. And you can see here what the 6 record we had in the landing table. These all the records will be here in the PRL table, and raw table will contain same previous two landing table records. So 6 records we are having. So here you can see previous 6 record, previous 2 load record, right? So in the first load we had 6 record, in the second load we are having the 0 records. That's why this is having a 6 record. But if you are thinking like in previous load 6, in the this load also that should be 6 plus 6 12, that's not like that. What the record will be inserted into the staging table, that record will be maintained as a history in the raw table, right? So in the history, in the stage table, we saw that no record was inserted. That's why here it is showing 6 plus 0, that is 6 record only. Fine. And in reject record, we are not getting it. So let's try to insert some new record, and let's see, is that record is being getting populated with the help of data detection or not. So I am adding one record. Suppose date is today date. I am keeping as date 106 admin. Suppose I am giving the name admin. I am committing this, right? So if I am running the stage job now, what should happen? Here we have 7 records. One additional record we have received. So ideally it will compare the record from the PRL table, so which is already having 6 record, and it will insert the 7th record because that is the new record, right? So we should receive one record in the state table and 7 record in the PRL table, because now after running these all the records will be copied into the PRL table. And how much record we are supposed to get in the raw table? Tell me. So in the raw table, one record will be inserted and 6 record was already there. So 6 plus 1, that will be the 7 records should be there in the raw table after running the stage job, right? So let's try to run the, now we are not having any record, 6 record, 6 record. Now let's run the stage job again, execute batch. So we have to understand this thing on the basis of different scenario. Then you could be confident that what is happening here, right? Or just after creating one mapping and loading data in a staging table, we could not understand the thing. I'm telling you. So try to do the POC as much as possible here. So job is completed here, right? So we can see one record was captured and that record is was inserted into the table. Let's see, is it reflecting in the stage table or not? So here we can see, beautiful, here we can see 106 PKSRC object record has been inserted and name is admin, right? Beautiful. So see, with the help of that, why this one record was captured? Because one record was compared, and with the help of that one new record was inserted into the stage job, and we can see we have a 7 record in the PRL table. So in the PRL we are having the what the record we had in the landing table, that record got copied into the PRL table, right? So we have 7 record. What the record we are having in the raw table? So think this. So why this is showing okay, why this is showing 1? Because see, in the previous load we had 0 record, and in this load we have 1 record. So that's why that is showing 0 plus 1, that is 1 record, right? So we had expected that that should show 6 plus 1 7. So that is not like that, because one go. So because with the help of raw table, it will only contain the previous 2 load records. So that's why this is showing only 0 plus 1, that is 1 record in the raw table. Now let's consider other scenario also. So just for checking a kind of, so we have understood the incremental, right? We have captured delta, we understood the raw tables, and let's try to understand the raw table. So reject table. So let me insert one duplicate record in the landing table, and let me understand that what is happening. So 24, suppose 106 I am inserting, because see, it will not be concerned from the name, because it should get inserted with due to the duplicate PKSRC object, and EMP ID is being populating in the PKSRC object. So once this will again go 106 same PKSRC object, so this ABC record should be rejected, right? So let's have a look, and let's try to understand this scenario. So with the help of this we can easily identify then how reject is working or not. We understood PRL and raw, right? So here how much raw tables record should be there? If this is rejecting, then 1 plus 0, we should have one record in the, yeah, that got rejected. So two records were captured, one got inserted and one record got rejected. So let's view the region. So that is a duplicate landing record. That is a very common error we got, and the name is admin. Row number 1, record is 106 and the name is admin. So this record got rejected, right? Because that was the duplicate record. So in place of this, the ABC should also get rejected. So we should understand why ABC got inserted. We will see this in the next video. Fine, thank you for watching this video. If you have any question, you can drop your query here.